All right. So we are at starting time. Thanks everyone for dialing in and for participating in the chat. Just saying where you're dialing in from. Feel free to continue doing that. It's great to see representation from everywhere. A few housekeeping rules before we begin. So the session will be recorded and a copy of the slides presented will be shared after today. If you have difficulty hearing, like I said before, just please turn up the volume on your device. And any questions that you have for our presenters, please use the Q&A box, not the chat. If you can tell, the chat is going off, so it's a lot easier for us to monitor if you do it through the Q&A box. Hi, for those who don't know me, my name is Caroline. I manage the Tableau user group program for APAC and EMEA. My partner in crime is Celine. Celine, if you could quickly introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Celine. I'm from the Tableau marketing team. I'm based here in Singapore. I, together with Caroline, lead up the Southeast Asia leader group. It comprises of many user groups, and it's great to have everyone here today together with us. I mean, thinking about it, this is really the first of a kind. An opportunity to bring so many people from all over Southeast Asia together. And I just feel like the power of community is so strong and it really needs to grow. And especially in this part of the world, especially with the Tableau users, it's so diverse. And I think that's a great opportunity. And I think this meetup will aim to do just that, giving everyone insights into who are the group leaders, where they are, what they have done, and ultimately gathering everyone to join and yeah, just pull forces together. So I hope you take the time today to listen, to learn, and if you have any questions or for any one of us or for any leaders or for any of our guest speakers, just let us know. We hope to hear from you.
And just on the next slide, Celine, we've got a very fun picture. If you can go, yes, so it's right behind Celine's head as well, if you can see. This picture was taken not that long ago, well, feels not that long ago sometimes, in Vegas last year at the Tableau conference.
Wow.
Yeah, you can actually
It's a
see a few
big
of our
group
leaders in there. Sarah, I know you're in there. I think you're in the
right up
middle,
front.
yeah, which is fantastic. Just adding on as well to what Celine said, the community really is the heart and center of everything we do at Tableau, from our product development to new features, Tableau public events, our ambassadors, our Zens, very, very integral to everything we do. Our user group leaders as well as really an extension of us and a great resource to learn from. So we're hoping you'll learn something. We've got some tips, we've got great presentations. And so we're just going to show you quickly our agenda. If that's on the next slide.
So right after this, we're
yeah.
going to kick things off with a fun quiz. This is going to be done by Yong Long, whom you'll get to know later. He's going to introduce himself. We'll then jump right into our get to know the SEA TUGs part of things, and we will kick things off with Singapore, followed by Kuala Lumpur, Manila, and Jakarta. We're then gonna welcome Juan, whom I'm gonna introduce later, to do a sharing with us on how his organization, Jakarta Smart City, used Tableau for COVID-19 analysis. We'll then jump right back into getting to know the rest of the Southeast Asia user groups, starting with Data+Women, Bangkok, Ho Chi Minh, and Hanoi. We'll then end things off with a very exciting presentation by Yukari-san, who is our Zen master all the way based in Japan. And then we'll close things off quickly with some remarks. So without further ado, Caroline, if you don't have anything else, I'm going to pass the time on to Yonglong.
All right. Thank you, Celine. So hi guys, I'm Yonglong, the quiz master for today. So to warm you guys up for this event, we will start with a Kahoot quiz. And the top 3 participants will get to walk away. Wait, you don't even need to walk. We will mail you a copy of the big book of dashboards while you're at the comfort of your home for the top 3 winners. Over 400 pages worth of tips to improve your dashboarding skills. Okay, so right now, let me share my screen to get this going. All right. Okay. Okay, so right now, as you can see on my screen, you can follow the instructions to participate on the left. Okay, let me adjust the volume. Right now, you can follow the instructions to participate, and once done, you can see the confirmation screen right here. So for those attending this Zoom event on your phone, I will require you to log on to an internet browser on another device. You need both the Zoom app and an internet browser to give you the best chances of winning the prizes. For your usernames, please select a username that best represents you, like your initials or your name. Don't come up with something like Tableau Master 99, because we have to approach the winners after the quiz for the prizes. Okay, so while you guys are setting up, I can see 15 players. Wow, nice. You guys are excited. Okay, so let me introduce myself. So besides being the quiz master for today, I'm also a student Tableau ambassador. Yeah, so I'm also a student Tableau ambassador representing Singapore Management University. Currently, approaching my final year. So what I do, I host workshops and work with stakeholders to drive the student adoption of Tableau on campus. So you can see from these workshops, students, regardless of their background or specializations, can get first-hand experience doing data analytics with Tableau. Okay, right here, some of you might know Tanushree and KJ. So the Tableau team, then they'll head down to SMU as well to conduct introductory workshops for our students as well. So kind of hard to spot them right here because they look like students themselves too. So other than workshops, I also work with professors to integrate Tableau into their lessons. So right here, we have Professor Marcus Ang, who's in charge of the Intro to Business Analytics module in Singapore Management University. So I will work with him to create case studies, assignments, and most importantly, apply things taught in class using Tableau. So for current students who in the chat right now who are interested in representing Tableau, the 2020 to 2021 program, Student Ambassador Program will be open from sometime mid-June to mid-July. Keep a lookout for announcements regarding the instructions from Tableau. Okay, so right now we have 56 participants. All right. Okay, so because we're on a tight schedule, we will get things going soon. Okay. So without further ado, let's start the quiz. So for those of y'all who can't be in this quiz, you all can type your answers in the chat to help out the participants. So without further ado, let's start the quiz. Okay. So for the benefit of those who are new to Kahoot, I have 2 trial questions for you to warm up your fingers. Okay, so how Kahoot works? The question will be flashed first later. And after a few seconds, you will see the options on my screen. And you have to key in the correct answer on your personal device. Okay, so let's start with trial question number 1. You have to key in your answers on your devices. 1, 2, 3. All right. Nice. We have 18 people who got it correct. So great job. So let me explain a little bit further. Currently, you have 0 points whether you got it right or wrong, as it is a trial question. But however, for questions later on, you will earn points for every correct answer. And your points will differ from the other participants despite getting it correct, as the amount of points you receive depends on how fast you click the answer. Okay, all right, for the next trial question. Nice. Okay. So sometimes it gets tricky. Who is not a guest speaker, all right? So make sure you pay attention to the questions. Okay. So without further ado, let the Southeast Asia TUG Games officially starts now. Okay. So for the first segment are general Tableau questions to get you going. All right. So animations turn on by default.
I feel we
guys
should
are
know
fast.
this. I feel we should all know this one.
65
This is
answers.
new. I'm not sure.
All right. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So explanation on the answer. So by default, animations are turned off. So if you want to turn it on to add animations to your changing data, you have to enable the on function. All right. So it's a new 2020.1 feature. Oh, you guys are fast, man. 62, 60, 67 answers in 3 seconds. All right. Okay, so by default, now values are not included. So that will be false. All right. Okay, wow, we have the top 5 or LJ. All right, LJ, JL, great job. So we have 6 more questions to go. Okay. So the next few questions is on the new update on Tableau 2020.2. So which of these is not a new feature? All right. One of the features is on 2020.1, so it's pretty tricky. Oh wow. Nice, nice. 28 of you, in fact, guessed it correct. Yes, dynamic parameters is a 2020.1 features. All right, wow. Whoa, JL have 5 correct answers in a row. Great job, man. Okay, so, all right. So this is your knowledge on set actions, which is not true, okay? You have to pick the answer which is not true regarding set actions. Okay, so with the new set actions improvements, actually you can interact with your sets just like a filter, like adding and removing values from a set. So it substitutes the need for calculated fields. You don't have to do calculated fields at all. Okay, right now, the next question is regarding relationships. So it's a hint is something you do at the data source page. Oh wow, most of you got it correct. Yes, relationship, with the new relationship feature, you can now query data at the right level of detail. And so you don't have to create those unnecessary complicated LD formulas. Oh wow, we have a new number 1, TE. All right, so when using explain data, can you include or exclude fields? All right, true. With the 2020.2 update, it has made explain data more flexible. So you can now select which columns are included and excluded from your explanations, thus giving you better context to your analysis. Okay, right now, and for our last segment, so the driving force behind today's virtual meetup is the TUG related questions. All right. Okay. So which of these is not a weekly challenge? So TUG leaders, you need to get this correct. All right. Yes, it's not Think Tuesday. It's Think Data Thursday. In fact, it's a challenge run by the Tableau community. Yep. All right. So now for the last question. So what is our Tableau community called? Tech fan seems correct. All right. Well, nice. Most of you got it correct. Celine must be very happy right now. So be sure to check out and follow the hashtag DataFam. Yeah. So without further ado, we have come to the end of the quiz. So here's our top 3 winners. At third place, we have Akin. Second place, JL, and first place, all right, TE. So congratulations to the top 3 winners. So let me screenshot this. I will private message you later on the chat for your details. Okay.
All right. Thanks so much, Yonglong, for hosting that great quiz. I think you really got everyone hyped up.
All right. So for those of you who didn't get into the podium, don't worry, because we have a series of leaders coming up. 8 Tableau user groups to talk about their respective tasks, and of course, our guest speakers. So without further ado, I'll pass the screen time to Tia to kick things off with Get to Know the SEA TUGs. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Yonglong. Okay, I'm gonna take back screen share now. And without further ado, Tia, it's on to you.
Awesome. Hey, everybody. Thank you for that, Yonglong. That was fantastic. Had a really great time. Love to just take a minute here to introduce everybody at the Singapore Tableau user group. On our call as well, we have David Murphy and Sarah Burnett. David has been a leader of the Singapore Tableau user group for the past 5 years, a fantastic resource and an ally to those in the Singapore and Southeast Asia community. He hosts a podcast, a YouTube channel. He's active on Twitter and Instagram. You can please find him at the Datasaurus rex.com. So we'll post links and share everything with everybody. Please shout him out there on Twitter. David works at Google and is also a friend. So really glad that he's joining us. I'd also love to introduce to you guys Sarah Burnett, Says B there on Twitter. Sarah is a Tableau ambassador. She plays a role in the Data+Women community as well. And she heads up data democratization at one of the largest financial institutions here in Singapore. Also a fantastic friend as well. So please say hello to her through social media there. And lastly, it's myself. My name is Jia. I am the regional lead for a data and BI analytics consultancy. We're a company called Interworks. We've been working with Tableau for the past 10 years. Super excited as well to be sharing some tips with you guys. If I could just get the next slide, please. Love to maybe tell you guys a little bit about us. So here we host bi-monthly events. Here, David is taking a kind of a selfie, a Wi-Fi with us with one of our events. We usually hold events at different offices around Singapore. If you're ever in town on a business trip or just visiting friends or taking in the sights or food, when we can travel, please let us know. We'd love to see you. We'd love to talk shop. We'd love to host you. So we have about 1,000 members registered. Obviously, sometimes not everybody can show up to these types of things, but It's great whenever we do see everybody. 5+ years here in Singapore, so really proud of that. And today I would love to give you guys just a quick Tableau tip. It's a demo. I don't want to take too much time. If I move a little bit too fast, just caveat that with see it maybe in the video. So I know that, you know, we've been wanting to travel a little bit, so I'm kind of tying two ideas together. There's a really fantastic tool here that we have that's going to allow us to make mapping a little bit easier for you. You know, everybody knows that Tableau mapping is already really fantastic. But what if you wanted to do some custom mapping, right? So we have a tool here that's called the drawing tool, .powertoolsfortableau.com. It's free to use. Will be free for everyone to use. So I just want to do a quick demo of that, right? So if we can get the next slide, we'll talk about kind of the idea here. It's like we've been kind of locked down, not able to travel as much. I'm sure we're all kind of missing it. So I thought it'd be kind of fun if we took an airplane seating chart as my custom map and plot all of our kind of 16 Tableau user group community leaders onto this and maybe fantasize about going on a trip somewhere. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Quick POC, rapid test here for everyone to leverage. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So I'll minimize that. And so the idea here is I want to bring this into Tableau, right? I have an image. It's a custom image here. And normally the way that we would do this is we would, the old school way of doing this, if you even remember, is you go into Microsoft Paint and figure out the x-axis and the y-axis here, and then figure out what's the size, how many pixels is the y-axis, how many pixels is the x-axis, and come in and say, well, if I wanted to plot this point right here, I need those numbers. So I'm going to show you that the drawing tool can do this exceptionally fast. Then we'll bring it into Tableau as a rapid POC. So I have this already pulled up. Drawing tool.powertoolsfortableau.com. It's free. Go ahead and map things in there directly. Drag that image into the browser. As you can see, it's already in. And there's a little bit of JavaScript in here. So the tool can automatically pick the right and the top. So you have the right and the top, and it's 568 pixels by 474 pixels, which means I also can track, So as I'm moving my mouse, you can see that the numbers are going to start shifting in that cursor location. So I'm going to go ahead and just plot 16 dots. I'm not going to do it perfect, We're just going to go ahead and just plot this, So some of you guys will get lucky and you'll get the extra leg room here, And I'm just going to go ahead and plot my 16 dots. Okay, so now that I have it, you can see at the very bottom, we have the data. We have the shape ID, the point ID, the X and the Y. I'm just going to hit copy, And so I do have lots of different versions of Tableau that's installed. I'm just going to open up the latest version there, and we're going to bring it into Tableau because I also have a nice little Excel that's been prepared. We'll let that load. That's been prepared with each of the point IDs, So I thought it'd be funny, to put all the tugs there, and the folks from Jakarta and Manila, you guys are getting the extra leg room. I have all of our contacts information in there as well. I'm thinking maybe I'll publish it to Tableau Public so that you can find us if anybody needs to reach out. I'll go ahead and make sure everybody's okay with sharing that before I do. And so I'm not even going to connect to a data source, because I'm doing a rapid POC. I have that data set copied to my clipboard. I'm just going to come into Tableau and hit Control-V as a paste because Tableau is smart enough to be able to pick up that data source from my clipboard as a temporary data source. So it's going to go ahead and run. It's going to go ahead and pick everything up there. It's going to load all of that. And now I have my X and my Y, So super, super easy. Just going to go ahead and clear that. Let's go ahead and bring in that map there. Go to map, background images, clipboard, Using that as my data source, bring in that background image, add the image, and then this is where I'm going to browse for that file, which is on my desktop, So I've already saved that image, browse for that. We'll go ahead and find it. I think it's just called number 1. Oh, that's not it. That's my virtual background. So there we go. Tug Airways, business class. We'll pick the X field. We'll pick the Y field, and I think I've written these down somewhere, right? So the right, that is that, and the top is going to be here. So we're going to go ahead and take the right and put in 5, 6, 8, and the top, that's going to be 4, 7, 4. And then one more thing to remember is go in here, always show entire image. So as a tick box, that's good to go. Click OK one more time. And now, super easy, bring your X to columns, bring your Y to rows, change both of these to average. And then here we have the image, right? Go ahead and take point ID, just drop that onto detail. And now we have all the dots. A little more tweaking, just gonna right click each of the axes and untick that show header. Maybe just change this to a circle. And then for a little bit of fun, now you can see 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So I have all these dots that are inside. Well, now if we want, we can bring in that other Excel, right? Super easy, connections, click on add. I'm doing a cross database join, right? Connecting to another Microsoft Excel that's on my desktop there. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that seating chart, right? This UI is a little bit different now because of the relationships that came out. Still, this will function the same. For the most part, it'll still be good. Click on that. And then as I've set this up, it's gonna be, excuse me, from point ID to point ID, and now we're good to go, right? So go back into sheet number 1, right? And then I will just take my name, my tug and contact name. I'll drop all of these onto detail or onto tooltip. Both of these will work. I'm actually gonna just move them over to tooltip so I can edit them a little bit, but you can see the point here as we go into the tooltip. We don't need that X and my Y. We can get rid of that point ID. Click OK. And you can see, here you go. We're all inside, right? And just to take it a little bit further, if I wanted to clean that up a little bit more, let's just take that contact information, get rid of it, click OK, right? Let's make a new dashboard. Not gonna rename everything, right? Rapid POC, 5 minutes. And then we're going into dashboards, add an action. Let's add the go-to URL. And then we're just gonna say, click to visit our contact, right? There we go. For menu, we're gonna go ahead and put URL and insert the contact information and okay, okay. And then so if I clicked on myself here, click here to visit our contact, that will and should just take me to my LinkedIn. And as that loads, there you go. So hope you guys really like that. It's a quick way for you to bring in any image, any custom image, and get that data inside of Tableau. You can also draw polygons. You can also draw pathways. So I could as well for you guys, drew pathways flying from Singapore to Jakarta, Jakarta to Manila, and so on and so forth. But for the sake of time, I'm gonna go ahead and stop my share. Hope you guys really enjoyed that. I'll share the link here in the chat there. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff, for that really cool tip. I'm sure everyone's amazed and want to know how to do that. And now I'll pass the time on to Nilesh to introduce the Kuala Lumpur tug.
Thank you, Celine. Thank you, Jack. Hi, I'm Nilesh, representing the Kuala Lumpur TUG. Celine, can we go to the next slide? So Kuala Lumpur TUG started in November 2018. We have this 4 leaders that we have, starting with Richa. Richa is a senior analyst with British American Tobacco Company. She has experience with Tableau for over 3 years. There is Rathees. Rathees is working with Ipsos as a consultant. He has a experience of around 4 years. Then there's Thomas. Thomas has been working with Tableau for 1 year now. And I work with an insurance company called as Amplus Mobile Solutions. And I've been involved with Tableau for over 2 years. Can we go to the next one? February 2019 is when we held our first meetup with an attendance of over 60 people. Amazing demography. We had people coming from all sectors in different departments. We were fortunate enough to meet over 300 people in 4 meetups that have happened on a quarterly basis over 2019. Our focus during these meetups is interactive knowledge sharing. We speak about new tips, new challenges that people come up with with Tableau. We also have hands-on sessions for beginners and group activities for experienced professionals. These are a few selfies that we have had from our interaction with people during the meetups. I would like to share a small video from Ratish, which is a tip from KLTUG.
I think that's me, so I'm going to share. 1 second. Okay.
My name is Ratish Warren, and I'm representing the Tableau user group for Kuala Lumpur. Today, I'm going to be presenting a couple of quick tips. We're going to cover another beginner tip, which shows the top n rows using parameters and tables. So hopefully you find this useful, and let's get started. So the reason why I chose this as a tip is because sometimes when you're building dashboards, or just using tables in Tableau, it can get really messy just scrolling through all of this data. So let's make it cleaner and much more easier for users to look at tables. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a calculated field, and it's going to say show latest, and just going to put that in. So as you can see, show latest is basically just a single value of 50 at the moment. So basically what it's going to do is just show 50 rows, right? And I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to put that in. So we'll just click OK for now. What I want to do is just compute this using table down, and then we're going to see false and true. So we'll go through. So table down basically just computes on basically the lowest level, which is right now our country and other. So as you can see, there's currently 50 rows, which is fantastic. So the next thing I want to actually do is, because right now I can show 50, and if I change this to 100, then it's going to show me the first 100 rows. Let's make it smaller, so maybe 20, and you can see that it's just 20 rows. What if I wanted to create a sort of like a slider to say maybe I want to go to the next 20 or the next 40? This is a simple parameter that just says previous and next, and it's a range of 1 to 100, right? So we'll leave it at that. And in my show latest, I am going to put this as the previous next. So basically it's going to say that it's going to create a Boolean function that it either returns true or false. And we're going to add the next one with 1. Click OK on that. And so the reason it's starting at Belize and not Afghanistan is because we are starting at 1. So it should start at 0. All right. And let's show the parameter. And all right. So go back to 0, and we are back at the first order of countries. So right now, if I click this, then we go to the next 20 and the next 20 and the next 20. So this is a really simple trick that hopefully helps you in building cleaner tables, right? So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you very much. Signing out.
Awesome. So now we will welcome Ellie to talk us through Manila Tug.
Okay. Everyone hear me okay? Clear?
Yep, we hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, hello. Yes, hello everyone. I'm Ellie with, of course, from the panelist, Jason is joining us. I would also want to welcome the new guys or early birds from Philippines, Parobe, Donna, Erwin, Victorino, and of course all the participants from Philippines and from Southeast Asia. So thank you, Celine and Caroline, for setting this virtual meetup. This is the first time for Philippines that we're joining this kind of virtual meetup. And of course, Ellie and me. My name is Ellie, and from Emerson, and my colleague Jason also from Emerson. So we are seasoned uh, data expert. We call ourselves as a global industry analyst because from Emerson, we're doing global industry analytics and customer analytics for operational certainty solutions business. So we also made hundreds of Tableau dashboards used in different world areas. And we create data visualization that are presented to executives and marketing and customers. So we are just a new group compared to other Southeast Asia Tableau leaders and uh, tag. And we started the group to represent the Manila Tableau users in the Philippines or the users in the Philippines. And as just a start, we have 30 members in our Facebook group. So you can scan that QR code if you are not yet a member of that Facebook group in Manila. And coming soon, we are opening our Viber and Instagram groups. So the next thing in Tableau Manila, Tag Manila, is to host a meetup, maybe virtually online or after the quarantine, actual meetup, and help Tableau users develop their skills, functions, and provide reference, and to call ourselves Tableau expert. And also, uh, we socialize and develop a creative functioning group that shares expertise in various institutions and universities. Yep. So of course, forgot Tableau tip. So our tip is quick data visualizations. Of course, this is for the new guys using Tableau. Tableau is reliable and easy to use. Uh, in Manila, this is the best BI tool, interactive, enhanced, and the updates are good. As you can see, the presented topics earlier are a good one, and data joining and blending are easy. And of course, Tableau can be used to excel in our data analytics expertise. So that would be all for Tableau User Group Manila. I will now turn you over to Tamara from Jakarta. Thank you.
Okay, thanks Ellie for the introduction. So before I begin, I just want to give a shout out for everyone from Jakarta and Indonesia. Hi. Okay, we're from Jakarta, Tableau user group chapter. Yep, we are all the all girls gang from Jakarta. So let me introduce you to our lovely ladies here. First, we have Maria Cahyadi, very friendly lady, and she is at the moment the Vice President Data for Ticket.com, an online travel management company, very famous in Jakarta. And her journey with Tableau started from 2017 until now. Okay, and that's me in the center. My name is Tamara, and I'm currently a data management specialist in oil and gas company in a government agency. So my Tableau encounter started in 2011. I think was version 6. And my love for data has grown since I've known Tableau. And we move on to our third leader. Tantini Tanjung is at the moment with Deloitte Consulting for the analytic and cognitive team. Her journey with Tableau started from 2015 to this day. She has experience in BI and data analytics in various national and international companies. Okay, so we move on to our lovely Jakarta Tableau user group. We started our first meeting somewhere in August last year, so it's quite recent. And we held our first Jakarta TUG meeting in October with topic Tableau and me, and it was attended by 119 people from various industries, and they were very, very enthusiastic about this event. Even they want to have more events in smaller regions. And we're very happy. We have, at the moment, we have around 400 members in our LinkedIn Tableau user group. And we are looking forward to have more data enthusiasts to join our user group. We don't have specific Tableau tips, but definitely we want to give more creativity level in terms of playing with your data. So be understand and mindful of your data. Keep your curiosity and creativity up, and always have fun playing with your data with Tableau. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tamara. I think that's a great introduction. And thank you all leaders for doing that short introduction and your wonderful tips. I'll now like to take time to introduce Juan, Intan Kanggrawan. He's the head of data analytics at Jakarta Smart City and our very first guest speaker for today. He's going to be doing a presentation on how Jakarta Smart City used Tableau to analyze the COVID-19 data in Jakarta. He is, as I mentioned, the head of data and analytics at JSC. His key role is to fully utilize data to formulate public policy and to improve quality of public services. His main and foremost success metric in Jakarta is citizen satisfaction towards the government. He's currently working on several city-scale strategic analytics initiatives and is actively analyzing complex, diverse, and exciting urban data on a daily basis. He is also developing and aligning strategic partnership frameworks between GSC as well as other government agencies, business enterprises, research agencies, and universities. So without further ado, Juan, please take the stage.
Okay, sure. Thanks, Celine, for the kind introduction. And then hi, everyone, as well. I think especially for the participants, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me as well. Hopefully my sharing will be useful. Allow me to share my screen as well. And just want to ensure that my voice is clear enough so each of you can follow me clearly. Yeah. Just to check with you, can you see my screen? Maybe Celine, can you give any response?
Yep, we see it.
Good. yeah, these are my slides. As you may know, for the audience here, I will share about how Jakarta Smart City used Tableau for COVID-19 data analysis. I think I will spend around 5 minutes to briefly introduce about Jakarta Smart City, and from there, I will show you not only the slides, but also some of the live demo or live dashboard about the COVID-19 dashboard that we have from Jakarta Smart City. So if you want to have more questions, feel free to have that. I think I will have around plus minus 5 minutes for the questions and answers. But before I proceed, let me give you a brief of the notes for this session. So I believe you are aware that, yeah, COVID-19 is highly impacting us globally, regionally, nationally, and so on. So I think each of us may have a deep interest on this because it also influenced our daily life. But again, I'll try to put the angle or the emphasis from the technical data analysis in this session. Although if you ask more questions, there can be a lot of debatable or hot topics over here, but I'll try to avoid those areas in this short session. So hopefully you can ask me along the data analysis perspective. That's one. And secondly, I think if I reflect back in the last 2 to 3 months analyzing COVID-19 data more intensively, I think I'm happy with the collaboration across agencies within government and externally with the industry, communities, and so on, because we are analyzing this data together and tackle these complex issues together. So allow me to share a bit more first about the Jakarta smart city. So just in case you are not aware about Jakarta smart city, in simple term, we are a government agency, and in simple term, we want to use technology and innovation to solve or to tackle city scale problem statement. So I think that in short, that's a high level view about Jakarta smart city. Our direction is aligned with our Jakarta city and government direction to improve the innovation in our city and also the prosperity and the happiness of our citizens. So this is the framework that we have for the smart city. So you can take a look at the 4 so-called principles over here. These are our DNA. So all our initiative, project, and so on are also aligned with this. So our principles are mobile first, system data-driven technology, digital experience, especially AI, and also smart collaboration. In the next slide, I will share with you a bit more what I mean by that. And we also have 5 co-creators. So we know that as a government, we may not be able to solve all problems, including this COVID-19 context. So we are working closely, let's say, with the business, academics, citizens, community, other government agencies, and so on. I mean, media and other government agencies. So I think, yeah, we want to tackle the complex city challenge together as an ecosystem and as a community as well. So finally, if you take a look or if you are familiar with the research about smart city, I think there are common indicators or pillars about smart city. So yeah, we are aligned on that as well. We have like the pillar of smart governance, smart living, smart branding, smart people, smart economy, smart environment, and smart mobility. So for the next slides, I will share a bit more concrete about some of the key initiatives. I will not cover everything in details. It's just a brief introduction. So as I mentioned, all our key initiative or program are aligned with our principles. So for mobile first, we are developing our so-called super apps, whereby we expect all the government services will be integrated over there, and we are open for further collaboration as well with the industry. And then the second one, for the system and data-driven, so we are working together and become the partner with quite a number of government agencies within Jakarta itself. We have around 200 plus agencies. So we are working together with them, and even we are educating them as well, and also persuading them as well to make a decision and policy based on the data. And then the third one, for digital experience, especially AI, we have CCTV. In Jakarta itself, we have plus minus around 7,000 CCTV. Not all infrastructure are owned by Jakarta government. Some of them from the company CSR, Corporate Social Responsibility. And from there, we do the video analysis as well to ensure the transportation safety. We know that the transportation vehicle, is it a truck, car, bicycle, motorbike, and we can track the direction as well. So I think these are some of the examples. And then the last one is smart collaboration. We are working closely, especially last year. We have a formal MOU with around 8 startups in Jakarta. So the intention is to solve the complexity problem and together to develop technology-driven solution together and to empower the agencies in Jakarta government. So I think that's the introduction about Jakarta Smart City. So now I will move on to the second portion of this presentation. So I'll spend around plus minus 10 minutes over here. So in order to provide solution and response to COVID-19 in Jakarta, we have quite a number of initiatives. So I think I mentioned 4 of them over here. So firstly, we have our official website, corona.jakarta.go.id. Feel free to check that website. It's available in both Bahasa Indonesia and also English. And we have our Jaki, Jakarta Kini. It's our super apps that I mentioned, including for this COVID-19. We are using this application intensively to provide useful information and services to Jakarta citizens especially. And then the third and the fourth one is our Jakarta Digital Collaboration Network website. So we work together with quite a number of collaborators and also citizens, let's say, to give social aid or social support to the Jakarta citizens. So I think in short, these are the key highlights that I can share with you about what we have done in Jakarta Smart City in responding COVID-19 situation. So now I will move on a bit more details in terms of the dashboard itself. After this, I will share you some demo. I think in these slides, I also put some images and so on, but I think it will be more interesting when I show you the actual demo itself. So yeah, these are some of the analysis that we have done so far from the normal, the suspected cases, positive cases, and also beyond the healthcare situation. We are trying to understand the impact of COVID-19 in other areas. For example, like the transportation, the food price commodities, and then the mobility of the citizens, and so on and so forth. So just a brief comment about Tableau. To be honest, we have one number of tools in Jakarta Smart City, but I think one of the key advantage of Tableau, especially for this COVID-19 situation, is the Tableau Public, whereby we can share the dashboard for the public, and then they don't need any license to log in or to view the dashboard itself. And more importantly, it can be embedded quite flexibly to our website as well. So I can share with you what I mean by that. I have 3 visualization or 3 dashboard that I can share with you, and hopefully those examples can give you a better understanding on how Jakarta Smart City and Jakarta government is utilizing Tableau in doing the analysis for COVID-19. So I'm I'm opening this website. This is the official website for COVID-19 for Jakarta. You can select the language as well over here. So as you can see, this is basically a Tableau dashboard. And that's why I mentioned I like Tableau, because we can use the Tableau Public, and then we can embed it in this website. So you can see the link here. You can see the script if you want to embed on your own website. So it's not necessarily we are using it internally by the Tableau portal, but we can use it for the public as well. So we have 2 considerations. First one is the data that we want to show to the public, that we have been using this dashboard. And of course, we have our internal dashboard as well for more granular or more sensitive analysis that we can show to the public. So if you see the Tableau Public itself, this is the account of the Jakarta Smart City. So you can see some of our dashboard that we have been using for COVID-19 analysis, and from there we embed accordingly. Let me share just 3 of the examples here. So the first one is the general analysis about the healthcare situation. So from there, we know the confirmed case, suspected case, and then the people under monitoring, people under supervision, and so on. So initially, we only have like a few charts over here, but it's growing because the interest, the needs, and also the collaboration internally within the government agencies are getting stronger. So now we have more and more. We know the demography of the COVID-19 cases based on the gender, based on the age distribution, and last time we have based on the nationality as well. But I think there are some concerns in certain embassies, so that's in the end we decide not to publish that information. So yeah, we also know the situation in comparison to the national trend, the daily new cases, the funeral trend, and also about the lab results. Yeah, I think this is the general dashboard that we have. And then the second one that we have is the spatial analysis. So yeah, I think in Tableau, we can use it in a very simple and fast way to develop this kind of analysis. We may use a different tool to have a more in-depth geospatial analysis. But I think for public, this is sufficient, whereby we know the spread of the positive cases, waiting for the test result, and also the distance to the nearest hospital over there. So if you hover, you can see a bit more details details in terms of the cases in that location. So just to share an interesting story. So when we published that, we also learned that the expectation from the public is quite high in terms of this dashboard. So when we show the location in terms of the exact address, there are some concerns, especially from the residents and also from the, let's say, apartment or condominium management, because they are afraid it may cause unnecessary anxiety to the people over there. So in the end, we point out to the nearest government so-called smallest district office over there, so it can give a bit more certainty, and at the same time, it can give a glance of the overview of the spread of the COVID-19 in Jakarta. At the same time, for our internal usage, we are also building our model, let's say, based on the spread, how we can measure the risk, let's say, based on the total number of the positive cases, based on the density of the location, and also based on the total number of elderly, and also the economic capability of the citizens towards that in that region. And from there, we also prioritize our action items from the government and how we can tackle the condition or the COVID-19 cases in the upper granular location. So I think this is the second part that I want to share with you. And then the last one, I think I will share very briefly. By using Tableau, I think some of you may know as a participants that we can do this kind of so-called network graph or chronology. So it's quite useful to be able to understand the movement pattern of the citizen. For sure, we are considering the privacy as well. That's why we don't publish, let's say, the full name or the exact, really exact address of the citizen over here. But we know some of the spread of the cases, let's say it happened in the hospital or in certain port or certain airport as well. And from there, we can have further analysis and learning point internally as a government agencies. So I think return back to my reflection and my team as well. To be honest, we are happy to be able to provide this analysis, and I believe there is a direct implication and there is a direct contribution that we can do and in terms of the data team in this COVID-19 context. Just a learning points, although sometimes the expectation is a bit high from the public and then internally from the government itself. I think it's a good chance for us data team to show and to educate other government agencies to use data properly. Sometimes I make a joke in the industry and in the government sectors as well. Sometimes it's a bit difficult to force people to learn data, but when we face challenges or problems that needs data, I think that's a really good chance for us to demonstrate the power and then the usefulness of data. So at the same time, we have the problem, and at the same time, we have the opportunity to really utilize data to drive better and faster decision. I think that's my presentation about the way how Jakarta Smart City is using Tableau to do our data analysis about COVID-19 situation. Hopefully it is useful for all of you. If you have any brief questions later on, I think I can have around 5 minutes to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Juan. That was a fantastic presentation and great use of Tableau Public. I think that showcase really inspired many of us, and a lot. I see the chat firing up with questions about Tableau Public. So yeah, and many people are thanking you for your awesome work, and they want to know a lot more. So I think just in the interest of time, if there are any questions, we will just take them onto the chat, and Juan, you can address them there, or we can take them later at the end if we have some extra time. All right, so now I'm just gonna take back screen share, and we will move on with the Singapore Data+Women tug. So Tanu, on to you.
Great. Hi everyone, my name's Tanushree. Just a little bit before I start about what Data+Women is, so if we could go to the next slide before I talk about the Singapore Data+Women, I do want to talk about what Data+Women is in general. So, next slide. So Data+Women it's essentially meetups that are for women and men to meet up, discuss issues, learn skills, and network in the data-related field. So we have Data+Women chapters across in America, Europe, Asia. Actually, Caroline's part of the London one. I don't know. Sorry, Caroline. I don't know why you're under America, but she leads the one in London as well. So we do have our own Asia offshoots where we're in India, we're in, of course, in Singapore. And for the Singapore one, where I'm leading that along with Meera and Hansini. Both, I think, are on the call. So Celine, if we could just go to the next one. So yeah, that's the three of us. So Mira happens to be an AVP at Citibank right now. That's her day job. And Hansini is an associate director at Standard Chartered. I believe she's just welcomed a new member to her family. So congratulations, Hansini. And then there's me, and I work with the consulting team here at Tableau, in Tableau Singapore office. So a bit about what we've done. Essentially, we've who had a few, I joined in to this team earlier this year, but last year they did do a lot of activities with Viz for Social Good. So you can see we've had and hosted multiple meetups across different offices. There was a data visualization best practice where we had one of our community leaders come in. We had a really fun TUG collaboration, a quiz at the end of the year, and there was a data prep hands-on challenge. This year, we did have a few physical meetups. We were able to manage one before everything went into lockdown. And then we had, right in the starting, we had a virtual session. Also next slide, I think. So we had a virtual session where one of our community leaders from the Data+Women in Germany actually came down and gave us a guest presentation. So we're looking forward to doing a session this year in end of this month. So we'll be keeping you posted on that. So that's mostly it with the Data+Women. I don't know, Celine, if we have time I just wanted to, I don't have a tip, but I just had a really cool way of Viz animations that I was hoping to show.
Sure, just for you, I'll let you take the screen.
Okay, so essentially for those of you who would have, I'm not sure if any of you have come across Hans Rosling, but basically he is a data visualization leader, and he's done this really, really powerful TED Talk where he talked you through, and I'll send this link across, but he talked about how the world's actually getting better if you look at it from all the demographic stats that we need to monitor. And this really moved me and was one of the reasons why I was so inspired by data visualization and analytics in general. And recently, I think Yongfu had shared about Viz animations. So recently I did see that one of our Tableau community members, Mark Reed, did recreate his experience. So being from Data+Women, and we're looking right now at GDP per capita and the number of births per women. You can see that number of births are on the x-axis. So the higher it is, that means there are more births per women. And GDP per capita is on the y-axis. So the higher it is, it implies more GDP per capita. So what I really liked that we saw, and I'll just let this play so you can see this happen for yourself, but do monitor a certain country, city that you're in, a certain country or region that you're interested in, and you'll see how it moves across from 1962 to 2017. So like you can see, where overall we're shifting towards the left, which means fewer births per women and more countries increase their GDP per capita. But we still seem to have some countries which are in this section. And yeah, that's mostly it. So that was leveraging Viz animations and just seeing that. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I'll send both these links on the chat. But yeah, that is it from my side. Thank
That
you.
is cool. I'm glad I gave you the time to share that. Okay, so now I'll pass the time on to Ross to introduce Thailand Tug.
Okay, hello from Bangkok, everyone. I'm so happy to join the event today. And yeah, normally it's very difficult to gather the user group together, all the user group in Southeast Asia today, right? And okay, since the time so limited, so let me give an introduction to Tableau, Thailand Tableau user group. So first, we have Kun Gomez. He is a university lecturer, and he is an inspirational people and help the organization to set out the data-driven culture. If you wonder who he is, right, he is a guy with a very cool sunny. And then we have a very rich experience of Tableau user from Agoda, and 3 from 5 times we have wonderful Tableau user group event at Agoda. And next we have Kunsort. He's the leader. He is one of the leader from the telco company in Thailand, and always shares and make our Tableau user group more fun and colorful. And next we have a very kind, smart, and rich of BI experience to join us. Here's Kun Bolapong. And lastly is myself, Ross. I'm an active member of Tableau community, and I'm also a Tableau public investor. Yeah, that's my full-time job. Yeah, beside my full-time job, I have another DLS full-time job as a data visualization specialist at a fintech company. Okay, and next, in Thailand Tableau user group, we normally we very active on Facebook, right? And now we have around 5,000 members on Tableau user group, and we have 5 times of meetup, and three from 5 we have the event at Nagata, and 2 times at advanced info service. And beside the Tableau user group, we also have Tableau public, right? So you guys can follow Thailand TUG, which we always share the visualization and also share the presentation from the Tableau user group. Okay, and beside this, we have I have a tips and small hack about the collapsible containers and to share with you guys. Actually, this is not the new feature. It started from version 2019.2, and personally, I think it's very easy to use, but many people could not find the collapsible container or don't know how to use it. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, so what is the collapsible container, right? Overall, it's just the container which is available in horizontal or vertical object, but this will work on floating layouts. But if you use the Thai layout, right, you won't be able to find show and hide button. But if you use the floating, so you will be able to find the show and hide button. And with this, right, we can do many things with collapsible container. For example, this one is my one of my visualization on Tableau public, right? And I have a small button here, shows actually the content is pretty similar to from the map, right? And the one that I show in collapsible container is in the same level, so it's just in the country level, right? But this one, if we put this together, sometimes the visualization is represent the repeated message, or in case anyone keen to know about the increasing or changing of the COVID in each country, right? So they can see from the animation. And beside my visualization, we have the great use cases from the community by the Twin, right? 2 of them are Tableau Zen Master, and he shared really great tips about how to use the collapsible container. So overall, you can use show or hide, or to show or hide the filter, and or even use the using for swapping the sheet, or even change the background color. And but beside the tips, right, beside these use cases, I found that this one is very useful for building the mobile phone layout, right? Previously, I think around last month, one of the Tableau Zen Masters, Lindsay, he shared a very lovely mobile phone design dashboard, right? And then I spread the I spread this content to my colleague, and then I get a question. So how can we do this? Because normally the mobile layout design, right, is also depends on what we shows in the default view. So this one I just simplify and say that this one is very easy. We just use the collapsible container and add the elements that we want to use in the mobile phone inside a collapsible container and then hide it. So okay, next I will quickly show the like how can we use the collapsible container. Okay, and back to the screen, right? This is one of my favorite dashboard. This is the standard dashboard. When you download Tableau, you will definitely find this. So overall, this one is the default view, right? But if we, for example, if we want to move the summary information into the vertical, right? So we may change this a little bit from horizontal to the vertical. And then we just drag the vertical axis and then drag the this one. Okay, and as I mentioned, this one, right, is have to be the floating. So I use the floating, and then I resize this to be very small and hide here. And then when we switch to and when we switch to the phone, right, we found that there is elements for the mobile phone view. So after this, we can arrange the layout for the mobile phone view, and this is very simple of using collapsible container to improve the user experience of mobile dashboard design. Yeah, that's all from that's all for sharing from Bangkok TUG. And next I believe that Tableau user group from Vietnam is waiting for us, and I believe the speaker is very exciting. So everyone, please welcome Jiang for the next presentation.
Okay, thank you. We all look forward for Yukari's presentation, so we will not spend a lot of time to talk about the Vietnam TOG leader. So okay, this is a quick introduce. So my name, the Vietnam TOG leaders, we have the 3 members right now, and I'm Zhang. Right now, I'm the consultant manager from the F18 information system, and we have in the Hanoi. We also have another TUG leader is Nia. Yeah, he's now works on the Viettel network. In the north of Vietnam, in Ho Chi Minh City, we have the leader is Sơn. He has a 5-year experience working with the data as a business analyst. And he's really the active person, but sadly today he cannot join with us. Some information about the Vietnamese user group in the Hanoi. We created the TUG Vietnam from the August 2018, and right now we have about 1.5 thousand members in the Facebook group. In the Vietnam, mostly we use Facebook, so we don't have the Twitter or like some other outside network. So we just only in the Facebook. And we have the 3-time offline meeting in the one in the 2018 and 2 in the 2019. Because the pandemic, the coronavirus, we still not have the chance to meet up in the 2020. So right now we are still trying to post something news on the Facebook to raising the awareness and knowledge of the group member. This is also our activity in the Hanoi TUG. And after this, we have the Ho Chi Minh TUG. We have the more activity in the Ho Chi Minh's. Firstly, we have the 3 times to create the Tableau Data Rockstar Big Challenge in the 2018 and 2019. And we also have another action like the Tableau Test Drive or sharing the tip and tricks. Many the activity in the Ho Chi Minh TUC group. And that is all the things that we want to talk about the Vietnam TUC leader. Maybe we move to the Yukari's presentation. That's the session that we all expecting from the whole the meeting tonight. Thank you for watching.
All right, thank you, Jang. That was
Yeah.
a great, quick, short sharing. Sorry
Yeah,
not to rush you for that. But I
Okay.
think you did a really good introduction to both the Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh user group. And they are also very active on their Facebook groups, so do check them out. We will post a link in the chat. So now it gives me great pleasure to introduce Yukari-san. She, of course, is our Zen master and the head of the Japan Tableau user group, who will be sharing with us her journey and what she has learned in becoming a Zen master. So Yukari-san, she is also the CEO of her own company, Path Data Analytics and Visualization Consulting in Japan, as well as the founder of DataVis Lab. She makes tremendous contribution to the data visualization community and is recognized by Tableau as one of the 40 Zen masters in the world. She provides data-related services including strategy development, analytics, visualization, and training, helping her clients to translate complex data and meaningful business insights for leaders. She is passionate in driving data culture and firmly believes that organization-wide improvement is more impactful than individual excellence. Truly an expert and inspiration for all of us. It now gives me great pleasure. Yukari-san, please take it away.
Hi, all right. So, is it possible to share my slide?
Yep,
Okay.
you can share your screen.
Okay. Can you see my slide now?
Yep, we see it clearly.
Okay, thank you. Wait a sec. Hi, all right. So I'm Yukari Nagata from Japan. I'm a Zen Master 2019 and 2020, and I'm the head of Japan Tableau user group. So I will explain the situation. Today I talk about what I learned on my journey to becoming a Tableau Zen Master, but I'm also Tableau at the head of Japan Tableau user group. So I will go through regarding the Japan Tableau user group today. So 2 years ago, I was selected as a Tableau Zen Master, and I'm extremely excited and humbled to join such an exceptional group of Tableau talents and unique individuals. So as I reflect on my journey, I just wanted to share a few tips that helped me and will hopefully inspire others. Okay, so let me introduce a little bit more. As Celine mentioned a little while ago, I recently established my own company. Now I am CEO of Path, my company, PATH, for data analytics and visualization consulting. And also I'm the founder of data-related owned media, outbound media, Data+Women Lab, recently released. And we provide services in data strategy, data analytics, and data visualization, and data education adoption. I support the clients, various industry clients. And I'm the author of the book, Data Visualization Design. And I'm the head of Japan Tableau user group, as I said. Quick introduction. About me, at university, my major was economics, and I did not have any experience of data and engineering and data visualization until recently. Having experience in global consulting firms like Accenture or KPMG, I met Tableau and the data in an Ishii company, the business company in Japan, between consulting firms' career. That was the first time I got exposure to business intelligence and data and Tableau. So the Tableau experience was really sensational for me, as the tool is very flexible and really beautiful. After which, and very recently, 1 year ago, I established my own company for data visualization and analytics in Japan. So today I'm the founder and CEO of Data Visualization Labs and the special advisor of a consulting firm. And let me introduce my own media, outbound media, a bit. A couple of months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, I released a media. I posted about data analytics and the Python analytics and the statistics and Tableau tips and visualization and data analytics as well. So just released 2 months ago. And book, my book will be published this month, 19 June, 2 weeks after. My book is about data visualization design. The content is visualization concept and essence, like chart type, dashboard design, concrete examples. This is my first book to be published, so I look forward to the day of publishment. And this is the introduction of my activities as the head coach of Tableau and data analytics for corporate and personal as well. And on the left, on the bottom, I wrote the article in a newspaper regarding data management for insurance company and a financial institute. And I organized a data visualization event. And last year, I experienced official Tableau doctor in Vegas. I had a lot of fun in Vegas last year. So today, I wanted to share a little bit about Japan Tableau user group growth and situation. We have a big 2 events a year with over 500 people. So I always have a hard time to look for the venue. The 500, always 500 over people gathering. And Japan Tableau user group is really complicated, complex, and various segmented by region, industry, department, technology, others, and a partner user group as well. So 56 TUG groups now organized. So this is really a big. This is like company. This is like organization. So yeah. So I think we have 2 or 3 times per week, 2 or 3 times workshop or study group per week now. I can't manage. I can't manage though. I heard from someone. And last year we had a big event in August and November. So small user group in 52 times in total. So so Japan Tableau user group is really big group and currently growing. And in my opinion, the most hottest group in collaboration is Viz for Social Group, Viz for Social Good group, and the Japan Tableau-Women group. So yeah, Viz for Social Good is a global collaboration community And the Japan Tableau Women group is also the big, maybe 50 or 60 people gathering. So they study a lot, maybe per month. So yeah. For more detail, I published a video on YouTube, so you can check my video in YouTube. So okay, let me start my session. What I learned on my journey to becoming a Tableau Zen. This is very simple tips, but I hope it's useful for you. The first thing is join the community. I use a Twitter to collaborate with the global people, global Tab fam, and Iron Quest, Makeover Monday, IMVs. So we have a great collaboration community. So the thing is to join the community. So I always, maybe every day, I check the Twitter, and I monitor. I always see the great views, the beautiful views to study. So this is join the community is very important point to grow yourself. And one more thing, an important point, Tableau public, to share the views, to share to share your views. So originally, I also hesitated to share my creatives, my visualization, but Tableau public makes me grow, makes me skillful, because Tableau public is very convenient for me to, you can study, you can reverse engineering from creation by others. So collaboration in Tableau Fabric is great alternative, great opportunity. And one more thing is join the Tableau conference. This is very big point for me. My first time to join Tableau conference in TC is TC 18. TC contents, Tableau conference contents itself is shared in YouTube, but I actually went to Austin New Orleans on 18. So I was really inspired with others' passion, power. So I was really inspired and motivated a lot 2 years ago. I was really motivated. So I decided to study a lot, and I decided to practice a lot in TC 18. So yeah, this is my turning point. TC 18 is my turning point of my change. Yeah, the last year's TC 19 is also was also awesome. So I decided to study and practice seriously and study a lot after TC 18. So literally I studied a lot. Visualization, analytics, and their storytelling in R, Python, and SQL. A lot, literally a lot. And tips. In addition, I have highlighted several critical factors, in my opinion, several critical factors to enhance your skills in data visualization and analytics for people who use Tableau and BI. Working in data is not only about data. So these are my in my opinion, these are my critical factors to enhance your skills. But proficiency in tools is very important, and UI design and data storytelling and calculation and function, statistics, and and experience and knowledge of stats, including R, data prep, including SQL, Python, and business domain knowledge and experience as well. the skill of qualifying a task and joke a little bit. So what you do in Tableau is the aggregation of this. So the thing is to try not to make the things that are extremely bad at, because output determines what your bottleneck. So I really make effort to study and practice calculation and statistics, because I was not good at. So I'm not engineer, so I'm from business field. My career is consulting and business business oriented. So I am somehow familiar with the business domain, but I was really bad at function calculation and statistics. So yeah, and I didn't have any experience of SQL or Access, so I had a really hard time to practice and study of Tableau. Tableau is a good tool, but there is a difference between using the tool, using the Tableau, and finding the most effective way of creating calculation and selecting the most appropriate and performant visualization and obtain actionable insights. So in this respects, so leadership and additional skill sets are in high demand, because it will take time and be costly to train and educate people. All right, so like many others have said before, becoming a Zen master should not be a goal, and there is no checklist of things you can do to become a Zen master. However, my goal is to encourage others to participate in and get the most out of the Tableau community. I hope these tips help you engage with and learn from the community. And who knows, maybe you'll be the next Emma. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Yukari-san. That was a great sharing, so inspirational. And I think you really shared about your background, where you came from, how much you've gone through. You really emphasize on studying and practicing Tableau. And I know it mustn't be easy for you, I think, going through all those books that you've shown. And in Japanese, I'm so amazed. So I just have a question. If people want to see more of your work, where can they find you? And is there, I think most of the people on this call probably won't know Japanese, so where can they follow you if they want to find out what you're up to and what you're doing?
Oh, you're on mute, Yukari-san.
She looks like she's finding the mute button.
I think, Celine, you can unmute if Yukari's having trouble. And very quickly, while we're doing that, I might just quickly share my screen to just show you guys very quickly. We do have the Tableau e-learning available, free for 90 days. It does expire end of June, so it's the 4th of June now. So if you want to take some Tableau e-learning for free, I recommend you go in to sign up now so you can take that. Additionally, the desktop specialist it doesn't expire, so I recommend taking that if you're looking to get certified. And there's been a lot of talk about Tableau Public, so if you haven't got that already, if you haven't even seen it before, I recommend you go to Tableau Public, sign up, and just have a look, get some inspiration. It's definitely a great resource to learn some tips. A lot of these workbooks are downloadable, so you can download them yourself and try them out, see how people are doing some of those calculations. I think a lot of our leaders on the call actually have been featured quite a few times. So it's really, really fun, and there's just a ton of information you can learn on there. Yukari, I think we've got your mute working now, so if you can share.
Sorry.
if Yukari-san, can you share where people can follow you or find out more about how they can keep up to date about what you're up to?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, can you say again? Sorry.
I think, oh, Celine, you go.
So I think that people want to know where they can follow you if they want to stay up to date to what you're up to.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let me share the. Of course, I have a Twitter, and I also have my media. So you I will share the my site. Let me wait a sec. Oh yeah, thank you. I saw the chat. Thank you.
So we've got Yukari's Twitter in the chat right now. We'll also, I think, Celine will try and share every single group's use, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever it is that people use to connect. I know a lot of you guys have your own individual ones. I recommend doing that. Yukari-san, I think you showed on one of your slides, hashtag DataFam is a great way to connect with others as well. Often if you go on Twitter and you have a calc problem and you go hashtag DataFam, I'm stuck, you're going to get a lot of people replying very, very quickly, especially, our folks, not just in APAC, but in the US, in Europe too. We've got amazing data people all over. And Yukari-san's also shared her website as well, which I'll also post for everyone. Schwack. But yeah, I think, Celine, do you want to close out quickly for us?
Yep, let me do just that. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so I think Caroline has pretty much summarized all that. We definitely want you to stay connected with us after today. This is not just a one-off event. This is the first one actually of its kind, and we definitely want to bring you more. So give us feedback. We want to hear from you. Let us know if you like today's session. Let us know your thoughts. What did you like about it? What do you think can be added to make it even better? And we are also on the lookout for new TUG leaders. So if you have some spare time on your hand, want to contribute to the community, think you have a good skill that you can offer up to these people, take the survey. There is a question in there for you to indicate your interest. Everyone just scan the QR code right here or go to tapsoft.co/SEA TUGs survey. This is a quick 5-minute survey. You can do it whenever. Best to do it right now before you jump off. And I'll just take this time to thank everyone today for being here. Our wonderful guest speakers, Juan and Yukari-san. Thank you for taking the time off to join our Southeast Asia community. There's so many people. I think at one point I saw 150 people on this call. So it's really great to see how we've managed to pull this off. And I thank everyone for being here today. Caroline, all the way from London, Yukari, all the way from Tokyo. Thank you so much. And we definitely will keep you updated in the individual social platforms of what's coming up next. And we will stay connected. So take the survey and we hope to see you soon. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you. I'll just gonna leave this here for a bit so that people can scan the survey. But thank you, everyone.